the resources that we have produced over the centuries up to today, recapturing the resources that belong to African people, both human and material, speaks to the question of mass liberation, that is free to the people. I'm sorry, that is to free the people, free the African nation. Uhuru. So, what an amazing quote. What an amazing woman. What an amazing comrade, right? So, just the work and the leadership that Deputy Chair gives is, just being under her leadership, I have learned so much, not just about African internationalism, but about myself and how far I can push myself to get it done, and just giving my best. She always expects the best for the African nation and for the party, and she really pushes you to learn and to develop. And I just really want to appreciate her. And I want to encourage you, if you have, you're saying, I want to contribute, I don't know which level to contribute. I think that the DC Owners and Nation Teller level is $120 a year.
Let's read about African women.
Okay, what you know about African women?
So what will a liberated Africa look like? From the political report, it says, this means that African women who will play a fundamental role in the liberation of Africa will rise to full stature with all the rights and authority that infers. This means a major assault will be made against all restrictions on the rights of women that hide under the flimsy and in most cases false mask of tradition. Nor will African liberation under the leadership of the African working class tolerate social, economic, and political oppression of sectors of the African nation and working class because of spurious bourgeois morality. But we already see in the party, we see a microcosm, if you will, of what the new liberated society will look like. So we don't just talk about the leadership of African women. We don't just provide like token positions. African women have real leadership, and probably the predominant leadership in this movement. It's a real thing. And we actively ensure that African women have a permanent capacity to exercise power within this movement. And that's what we're fighting for. It's what a liberated Africa will look like. And this is what we are asking people to contribute to.
Again, the Owners and Naisha Teller level, Deputy Chair Owners and Naisha Teller, she is the Deputy Chair of the African People's Socialist Party. And that level is $10 a month or $120 a year. And if you would like to be at that contribution donor level, you can go to apspuhuru.org/pledge to make that donation, or you can call 727-821-6620. Uhuru.
Uhuru and Zay and Chichara. I want to really so appreciate, rereading the vision that the chairman has provided of what the world will look like, a liberated African world. And it just reinforces so much more the whole passage you read about African women, about why we as white people and white women have to pay reparations. There's no doubt about it. When you read the book, They Were Her Property, really documents the brutality of white women who owned African people during the period of chattel slavery. And the economy was protected for those women. Well, for one thing, Martha Washington went into the marriage with owning more African people than George owned. They were both slaveholders, both of them. And that's like her dowry. That's what made some white women desirable, because they brought this dowry. But the laws protected white women. And there was the only time that you can say, like feminism, existed. They always try to say, oh, in the old days, women, blah, 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 white women, but it protected their economic interests. The man could never take that property from them. That was always their property, even though the law said for white people, when you marry, the white woman's possessions are then owned by the husband, but not when it came to African people. So that there has been women's liberation, so to speak, of white women since that period. And then you just read chapters of that book and the brutality and African people that they recorded later after quote emancipation would say a lot of times, that the woman owner, the mistress or whatever she was, was more brutal, and we train the daughters to do the punishments, to train them to be, good mistresses, slaveholders. So it's like, when you read stuff like that, it just makes you ill. That we have to pay reparations because the party's fighting for power to change this world and will change the world. But it's like, in the meantime, in some of the programs, you look at, because of the mass incarceration of African men in particular, where over 2.5 million people imprisoned in the world, on the planet, over half are Africans. 1 out of 8 people incarcerated in the world is an African man inside the US. And, so what it means is, 88 African men adults for every 100 Black women. While the ratios for whites are 97 men for every 100 women. So, like African women can't even live a full and natural life in any kind of way with those kind of ratios. In Atlanta, there are only about 3 Black men for every 5 Black women under the age of 65. And that's genocide on so many levels, even being able to reproduce life, and then you get into the conditions of health, and economic development. What does that mean for the African family? And what does that mean for the African child? That the family is so destroyed, which is why it was so moving to have, Love and Revolution in this panel, and just like even some of the things to, we are funding, Black Star Industries, which is really the entity for the liberated African economy and to build the anti-colonial economy. And Uhuru Foods and Pies is part of that. And so many people in solidarity, we cut our teeth in raising reparations with Uhuru Foods and Pies, particularly in the Bay Area, but it was a member of the party who actually started the food sales, fundraising for the campaign to free Desi Woods at what was Pride, or called Gay Day, in San Francisco, way back in the late 70s. And, you think about, we need to raise reparations for the growth of these incipient, economic development entities that are being so developed under the leadership of Deputy Chair Ona Zinaya-Shatella. And you just think about, individual white families and individuals start food entities. I can name them, that would say what they started with, or the loan from the father was 150,000. They got another 100,000 from a couple of the uncles, and they have a worldwide distribution of products, or they have worldwide distribution of products, at least throughout the United States, where it started by just wanting to make food for their one lonely daughter, and they sent her to Stanford. You know what I mean? We're talking about the incipient economy.
Uhuru, 10 minutes.
Uhuru. Get on reparations. Get on there, comrades. People listening for the first time. It's good. It's the right thing to do. Giving reparations, Uhuru.
Uhuru, I don't know if we're turning back over to Nzane Chachara, but I just wanted to say something really quickly, that I also unite with the incredible leadership of African women in the African People's Socialist Party and the visionary leadership of Deputy Chair Ona Zinaya-Shatella. Most of us, all of us actually, in the African People's Solidarity Committee work in some form directly under her office. It is an incredible honor, and just incredible brilliance. And like you said, Nze, Deputy Chair expects the highest for the African working class, nothing less than that. And I have learned so much from her, from how she works, the incredible socialist and collective way. And that, like the chairman was talking about the regional today, and he was saying how the regional strategy requires from everybody a level of responsibility. And I think that is found in the work of Deputy Chair and her determination to, make this real. And I salute also all of the incredible African women leaders of the party, Dr. Aisha Fields, President Yejide, Ornmila of the African National Women's Organization, Director Akile, leader of the Agitprop, Midwest rep, Malika, and of course, Nzei, and there's so many, others that are there. It is an incredible honor to be under the leadership of the African People's Socialist Party and see this new world led by African people, not in theory, but in practice. And, it's an incredible honor. So it's another reason why we must give and pay reparations to the African People's Socialist Party on the forefront of every question. And so go to apspohuru.org/pledge or call 727-821-6620. Uhuru.
Uhuru, yes. We I can't say we, but I totally unite. I'm sure Shachara does as well with just the leadership of the African women in the party, and really want to just appreciate everyone. And we cannot forget about President Columbai, who is of course the future Alderwoman Award 3. Uhuru, we have a few more donations that came in. Diane donated or is going to contribute $220 for 2021. Uhuru Diane. We have DJ Eddie, and DJ Eddie says,
world's best blind DJ. You don't have to have eyesight to see the love for the revolution. Uhuru. All right, Uhuru, DJ Eddie.
And DJ Eddie is going to contribute $120. And $120, as I said, is the deputy chair on the Zanaya Shatella level. You too can contribute to that donor level by going to apspohuru.org/pledge, or you can call. We do have people standing by who can help you and take your pledge at 727-821-6620. And then we have a reoccurring one, right? Somebody we already read, Arunde. Yeah. And Arunde is gonna go ahead and donate and contribute to the Ella Baker level, which is $500 to $1,999 a year. And Arunde is gonna do $600. So want to really appreciate everybody who has donated so far and see what our total is. So, our goal is 100,000. And we are at $83,397. So we have about $16,603 left. You know me, I'm always just trying to round it out. We were about, but no, we need $16,603. That $3 is important too. So we need that. African people need that. So just really want to encourage everybody, if you have not already, to go to the website to donate or call to make your donation. If you have already made decided, in your mind, like, hey, this is the donor level that I want to be at. I want to remind you all that for this year's plenary, it's virtual. So last year we had to get plane tickets and we had to pay for hotel, but this year we didn't have to do any of that. Because it is virtual. So whatever, you were thinking about giving, you probably can up that a little bit because this year's plenary didn't cost much of anything as far as travel goes. So I think Tachara has another quote for us.
Yeah, I want to continue talking about what the new society will look like, a liberated world. Mm-hmm. And this is a quote from Le Duan, who was Secretary General of the Communist Party of Vietnam, and it's taken from Chairman Omali Ishatella's political report. It says, only under socialism can the age-old dream of the working people come true, i.e. liberation from oppression, exploitation, poverty, and backwardness. And a life in plenty with the assured tomorrow, a civilized and happy life. Only under socialism can bring to the working people the full right to mastery and restore genuine human dignity to man, and enabling him to be the real master of society, of nature, and of himself. Under socialism, our motherland will have a modern economy, advanced culture and science, strong national defense, thereby ensuring our country's eternal independence, freedom, and ever more prosperous development. Only socialism can bring about the unification of our motherland at the highest and fullest degree in the fields of territory, political and moral life, economy, culture, society, as well as the field of rights and duties. thereby fostering the solidarity and sincere and deep mutual love between all members of society. And that's what we think that we're fighting for, because we have to have liberation, to know to have a future. We cannot. You heard the chairman say earlier. What is the quote that a slave can write a poem, but if that poem does not contain something about liberation, then that's not real love, or something to that effect. You can write a love poem. Let me get the exact quote. Yeah, a slave can write a love poem, but if that doesn't involve killing the slave master, it ain't real love. And we are creating a new world which gives us the ability to create the kind of life that we want to live. And so we want people to participate in this. This is not some abstract exercise. We want you to be able to contribute materially, to show your unity and support your solidarity with this movement. Contribute to building a new world for African people and for all freedom-loving people. And
2
we
minutes.
have 10 minutes. We
2 minutes.
2 minutes. And so that's about $8,401.50 per minute. So we need $16,603, comrade.
Wait. We got more.
Oh, okay, cool.
So Wendy is making a donation of $800. Thank you, Wendy. So that contributes to our goal as well.
And Wendy says, Uhuru, it is an honor to pay reparations to the Vanguard African People's Socialist Party. Uhuru, Wendy.
Uhuru, thank you, Wendy. So it looks like we are about out of time, comrade, but I want to thank everybody who participated in this workshop. Want to appreciate everybody who helped put this workshop together. Everybody that's on the back end that's taking the calls. You still have time to call in to make your pledge. We will be here all day. 727-821-6620. Again, that's 727-821-6620. Or you can go to apspuhuru.org to / to pledge. And then we just got another one. Sutra says power to liberation. Sutra is going to donate at the $365 annual level, which is the Marcus Garvey level. Another one of my favorites, that's $1 a day. You can contribute to buying your freedom for $1 a day. That's $365. All right. So looks like, yep, that's what we got. So Tachura, where are we?
So we'll end right now. Not for good, but at this moment, we won't
end till we get 100,000.
Yeah, we're gonna move forward, but right now we have $83,962, which leaves us 16,038 left. So you can continue to donate, continue to contribute. Go to apspuhuru.org /pledge, apspuhuru.org/pledge, or you can call
727-821-6620. Uhuru, and thank you to everybody who has donated so far. Thank you, Chairwoman and Kitty, for joining us for this section of the program. And back to the regularly scheduled program. Uhuru.
Uhuru.
Uhuru. Unity through reparations.
Uhuru Kundai, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm excited, and I want to salute the ODC and everybody that contributed by donating just now. So that's a big goal, and we can do it. So I just really want to salute the ODC again and again, all of the donors. How you feeling?
How you like those workshops? You think my lips gonna fall off?
I said, my smell is so crazy. Oh, but you know what though? I really want to, I know everybody probably saw in the comments, but I really want to salute Comrade Michelle, Michelle, our Michelle. So, and all of the couples and everybody that participated in that section. But a big shout out to Comrade Michelle. And yeah. You proud of your comrade?
Oh yes, all three of them up there.
Oh yeah, the babies too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. All right. So again, salute to the ODC and the deputy chair, Onizine Yeshatela. And so really, again, want to salute them for that powerful appeal and fundraiser. And so now we will Now here I will we'll hear a call to join the African People's Socialist Party. I know we got some viewers that aren't in the party yet, but I know you like what you heard, so we want to open it up for a call for membership. And from our party in Occupied Azania. So I would now like to bring up the African Socialist International Director of Organizations for the Africa region, Director Tafari Mugeri.
All right. Uhuru, my own. Yes, Uhuru, thank you, comrades, Comrade Kundai and Matsamela for just the emceeing, and I also want to salute everyone that has been on. The presentations were great. Just want to salute the chairman Omali Eshitela for the work, the leadership, as well as the political report that we have just heard earlier on today. And I also want to salute the ODC and the Deputy Chair Onazine Yeshitela just for the segment that they have just provided us with here. And I'm sure everyone can see that the African People's Socialist Party is a party of practice. You know, we are guided by the political theory of African internationalism, which is actually a theory of practice. You know, so we saw what this means exactly. That the party is not a party just simply of um, consumers and dispensers of information. Actually, we believe that in order for Africa to be liberated, we have to work for it. We have to fight for it. As Robert Mangaliso Sobukwe said, the future of Africa will be what Africans make it. So we have to participate. There is no African revolution without the conscious participation of African people. So I am just here. My name is Tafari Mugeri, as it has been said. I'm here in occupied Azania, South Africa, a settler colony, and I desire liberation for myself and for my African people. So the struggle continues. And then I know that African people, wherever we are colonized, we live under colonial domination, and everyone is able to recognize that, or they can see that, even though some people may deny that. But then as colonized people, we have to take the stance, and we have to fight for our own liberation. And fighting for our own liberation means that we have to be part of a revolutionary movement that has the long view, that is able to give us what the final conclusion is going to be in terms of the fighting for this African revolution. So we heard that the African People's Socialist Party, as the vanguard of the African revolution, has been able to initiate a number of institutions and mass organizations and so forth. So there is no excuse in terms of not participating in the African revolution, because all the platforms are there. So I just want to call on people to come through and join the African People's Socialist Party or any of its constituent organizations. So like here in Occupied Azania, we are building the party. We are building the party in East Africa, building the party in West Africa, in Europe. We're building the party in London, France. We are there in the Caribbean, the Bahamas. We are there in Guadeloupe. We are there in North America, the USA, as well as Canada. So the African People's Socialist Party, which expresses itself around the world as the African Socialist International, is building everywhere. So it doesn't matter where you are. We want to call on people to join right here on this live. And I just want to see if there's anyone who wants to join right here on this historic plenary of the African People's Socialist Party. I want to call on everyone who is interested in joining. I know earlier on, while we're busy promoting this plenary event, I had a couple of people sending me inboxes saying that they want to join the party. And I just want to say that I know that someone is going to, one of them, of the moderators here, is going to put the link on the chat, so you can join at apspuhuru.org, apspuhuru.org. It doesn't matter where you are, and you don't have to have any doubts in terms of whether you're gonna find your place in the movement. There is a place for everyone, as long as you desire freedom for African people. Come through and join, comrades. Come through and join. It's apspuhuru.org. You've already had the presentations, and this is a 4 days series. You will hear more presentations moving on today, and also on tomorrow, on Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So you will see that the practical application of African internationalism is best expressed here in the African People's Socialist Party, and what it is doing in terms of the its constituent organizations and institutions that it has built. Like we said, the politic and economic are one. We don't just say that as an abstract thing. It's alive, and through the leadership of DC Honor, we have seen that in St. Louis, we are building the Black Power blueprint. We have institutions in Auckland. We are there in St. Petersburg. We are about to build a garments factory in occupied Tanzania. It's apspuhuru.org. apspuhuru.org. I just want to see, I know that I cannot see exactly the comments and so forth, but then if there's anyone who wants to join right now, be able to call on your name and congratulate you for being able to recognize yourself as a revolutionary or potential revolutionary, because like we say, revolution is a process. That's what the chairman says, not an event. So all of us are revolutionaries in the making. Every day is a day of learning. The African People's Socialist Party, there's no way where people learn like in our party. You know, there's tons and tons of material that you are going to engage with. I've been in the party for a couple of years right now, but every time I keep discovering something that I need to learn from. So come through. It's an exciting experience to be in the African People's Socialist Party. So minutes or hours ago, I was able to see an entry from the APSP where you are. Join the African People's Socialist Party. Join the advanced detachment of the African Revolution. You know, these institutions that we are building, they are part of. They indicate that we have already established the incipient African government. It's already there. You know, you just have to participate in it. And but then for it to rise, it has to rise as a negation of the existing colonial parasitic economy. That's what the chairman was saying earlier on, that it has to be a negation. That's what we mean when we say dual and contending power. We build our own power right now, that is through the enslavement of African people, and actually sits upon our oppression, dispossession, and exploitation of African people and the African working class in particular. So come through, comrades, come through. I know that my comrades here, the moderators and so forth, will help me if there's anyone that we need to recognize for expressing unity with the work by saying that they want to join the African People's Socialist Party. So this is where we are, comrades. This is where we are. We are building everywhere. I know recruitment happens all the time. Recruitments happen all the time. We are there on the streets, in the townships of South Africa. That's where you'll find us. You know, we work with the people on the ground. That's where you'll find us in St. Louis, in Alabama. That's where you'll find us on the West Coast there in San Diego. Our comrade Mwambi Tango and Matsamela are there fighting strong, comrade Sobek and so forth. We are there in Europe, ST Luwezi leading on the forefront with comrades like our comrades over there in France, comrade Dudi and so forth. So let's come on, comrades. Uhuru. All right, so the website is there. I've just seen it on the chat. It's apspuhuru.org. You can go there, read on what the African People's Socialist Party is all about. You can also go to theburningspear.com and then read the articles that the African People's Socialist Party has published over there, just to see the work and just the dynamism of the African People's Socialist Party expressing itself through practice, the practical application of making a revolution. You know? So African people, there's something that the chairman has said, which I found to be very extremely profound. He said that we have to take ourselves seriously. We have to be to respect ourselves enough to destroy the system. Respect ourselves enough. if the Chinese found it fitting for them to fight for their own liberation, if the Russians felt that way, if the Cubans and so forth, if everyone else is fighting for their own liberation, because nobody will fight for us except us.
5 minutes left.
Right. Uhuru. Right. Uhuru. Thank you, Chairman. So you can come through anytime, even if let's say maybe you can't join immediately right now. Just continue engaging with the program, and then you'll get absolutely get inspired by the presentations that are coming. All sorts of presentations, different skills, creativity applied here. That's one of the things in terms of the African People's Socialist Party. You might be someone from university, for example, and you have a certain skill. Even if you're not from university, you are from the working class. You just learned stuff through apprenticeship or just through experience. And then this is the best place for you to apply your skills, to apply your creativity. You can join the All African People's Development and Empowerment Project through the party. You can join the African National Women's Organization. So whatever issue that you may be most concerned about, the best way to fight for that cause is through the African Revolution, where we are able to resolve the main contradiction, which is colonialism. The fact that African people as a whole, we are subjected to this condition of being dominated by a foreign force, that is even employed some domestic sellouts within our own nation. So as a population, as the people, we have to be able to organize ourselves and fight all the reactionaries. We are subjected to this, right? Uhuru. So let's come on, comrades. Join the African People's Socialist Party. So you may be a musician, join the African People's Socialist Party. You may be someone who's good with grass like you have. You may be someone who has skills, who can maybe a carpenter, whatever you may be. We have to build institution. We have to build an African government. So the chairman was reading from his political report. He talked about what will a liberated Africa look like. So that's what we are fighting for. We have already defined what our struggle is all about and the kind of society that we are looking for. So we have to establish that kind of society. And African people with their skills, African people with their creativity can best apply this right here in the African People's Socialist Party. So come through, comrades. I am here in Occupied Tanzania, South Africa. And some of the comrades are in the USA. Some comrades are in the UK. Some are in West Africa, East Africa, Central, North Africa, the Caribbeans. We are everywhere, comrades. We are in West Papua.
1 minute.
1 minute left. Uhuru. So I just want to wrap up saluting the leadership of the party. Chairman Omale Taylor, who's been fighting for over 50 years since the 1960s. He's been on the trenches and he never gave up. He witnessed the defeat of the Black Revolution of the 1960s, but then he carried on the torchlight, and then we are here inheriting revolution, because most of us, when we came through political life, we had nothing to inherit here. Occupied Tanzania, I can just speak for myself here. There was nothing to inherit. But then the chairman made sure that we never have to start from scratch. When we come through the party, everything is already established. We just have to advance the work until the final victory. So I salute all the comrades here, the leadership, and all the members of the African People's Socialist Party, the African People's Solidarity Committee, our comrade Chairwoman Penny Hess, and all the comrades in the USM, Uhuru Africa.
Uhuru. I just want to give another round of applause to Director Tafari. It's almost 11 p.m. where Director Tafari is. It's almost 11 p.m. where Director Tafari is. We know in other parts of the continent it's 10 p.m., 9 p.m., 9 p.m. over in London. So salute to SG Louisi, Director Tafari, and all the international work that they're doing, and also just the real dedication to stick with us during this first day of the historic 2021, second plenary to the 7th Congress of the African People's Socialist Party. So you want to give another salute real quick too, Kundai, and then we'll move to the next thing.
Uhuru, yes. I just want to salute all of the comrades all around the world. We are an international organization. And so I just, like you said, I want to salute the dedication for the comrades that are on during, right now it's late, over here it was very early and now over there it's very late. So just a salute to all of the APSP members and viewers all over the world.
Uhuru. So once again, thank you, Director Tafari. And now we will hear a powerful performance from the dynamic group Wabuza, an African band living in Germany.
Uhuru.
Uhuru, Wabuza. So yeah, once again, just like Kundai said, we are international. We are an international organization. Wherever African people are, we are. So please be on the lookout for that. In 2023, we're moving to work towards our 8th Congress, which is going to be in occupied Azania in 2023. So start saving up, do whatever you have to do via rowboat. I don't know, however you're going to get there, make sure you get to occupied Azania and join our 8th Congress that we're going to have there in 2023. So is Wabuza. Now we have Wabuza. Uhuru.
Uhuru.
I'm Wabuza. I'm an African artist from DR Congo, and I'm based in Germany. I salute the 2021 plenary of the African People's Socialist Party. I salute the leadership of Chairman Omali Yeshitela for keeping the Black Revolution alive for such a long time. It is really true that we are winning. I invite you all to listen and enjoy this song, written specially for the Uhuru movement. Izwe letu Wabuza, nazalia langa nzembo ya Bahindu, na uti na mboka Kongo, kasi nazofanda wa na Almani. Moka koswa na lingomba ya I'm Wabuza. I'm an African artist from DR Congo, and I'm based in Germany. I salute the 2021 plenary of the African People's Socialist Party. I salute the leadership of Chairman Omali Yeshitela for keeping the Black Revolution alive for such a long time. It is really true.
Uhuru. So we're gonna work on some of the technical difficulties with the video. And so while our really dynamic AV team works on that, we want to remind all of our viewers that, and welcome everybody, if you're just now coming on, maybe on the Facebook, that this is the second plenary of the African People's Socialist Party 7th Congress. And just want to salute all of our viewers and just kind of piggyback off of some of the things that Chairman Tafari and Occupied Azania spoke about, of the different work that people can get involved with, and any type of skill that you have, or maybe you don't know what skills you have. In the African People's Socialist Party, we're going to find a place to put you. You don't have to worry about wondering if your skills can be used, or maybe I don't have any skills. You could be anything in this movement, and the leadership is going to make sure of it that whatever skill that you possess, whether you know it or not, is put to use for the African Revolution.
Uhuru. So,
Uhuru. So looks like we're trying to do the screen share, but we're still not able to see the video yet on the screen share.
So Ed, let's go ahead and remind people that you can still go to apspuhuru.org/pledge, PLEDGE, apspuhuru.org pledge, and you can continue to donate to this revolutionary work. And you know, we're not talking simple survival programs. We building dual and contending power in the African in the African nation, as we've already talked about. From as far as I'm in San Diego,